Hello everyone. Today I'm willing to share a very interesting tool which makes learning Bash really easy. And I'll pair it with a very important method which would make learning Bash scripting way easier. So the general thing which everyone does if anyone doesn't know the commands would be follow the man page. So for example man ls, right? So that's standard, or else they would use the double hyphen help in order to go through the list of options, and since it doesn't come on one page, so we'll pipe it with the less keyword so that we can easily scroll it, right? And then in order to search for a particular thing, there is a forward slash, right? They would type the forward slash and anything, let's say anything, any phrase, any particular phrase, and then jump to that particular phrase, and with the help of the N on the keyboard, they would jump across all the findings. That all is fine, but in order to make learning Bash easier, right, there should be a workflow, and the second thing is the main commands in order to actually learn Bash scripting, right? So the first thing which I would use is a terminal multiplexer. Basically, a terminal multiplexer is a way in which we can easily manage our terminal sessions. Like inside a terminal, we can open different windows, and we can also do it using the GUI, right? And open a new window, right? That's also fine, and then we can just push it to the side, right? It also does the same thing, but the terminal multiplexer is way more fast, right? You can just understand that you can compare it with a standard notepad versus the Vim text editor, right? And it's not only cool, but it has a very comprehensive list of different shortcuts which are very helpful to try out with. So let's not waste time and let me just show you. So this opens, so first thing you enter tmux, and then after that Control B and then hit the percentage sign, right? So what I'm doing exactly is okay, let me just tell you. So here the list of commands exists, and here I'm using this command, which means split window, right? Now in the same like the terminal multiplexer session, I can press Control B and hit O in order to go to the next session. Actually my mouse wouldn't work in this case, right? It wouldn't. So you need to use the recommended shortcuts, but they're very much easy. So for example, let's say echo hello world 1, right? Hello world or something, and I hit enter, and here I write hello, let's say hello, you look beautiful today, right? Right, so this is on another one. So if I want to swap these, I can easily swap it using Control B, basically if I'm hitting B and O together, right? So it becomes very simple, right? It becomes basically fast in order to work with things. So let's clear both the sessions, right? Now let me tell you what is the most important thing is to use TLDR, which means too long didn't read. And one more thing, you can open another session using one more way, a vertical session. Control B and hit this. So this opens up a vertical session. So this means that we have a bunch of things which we can do without even touching our mouse, right? Which is fantastic. In order to exit a particular thing, we can either type exit or check the recommended list of shortcuts. Anyways, okay, here we won't exit. Now let's say I want to understand how does the ls command work. I'll simply type tldr ls, and it gives me all the major options and parameters that, and along with the most important description about that particular command. So here it says list directory contents, and I have a list of commands. So if I try these commands, right, then I'll get a pretty much good idea about what ls actually does. Instead of going through the man pages, instead of going through the help pages which I already talked about, This is a way more simpler method, right? You can also contribute to the TLDR project. I think it's there on GitHub. So here, let's say I want to test out some command, let's say ls-1 or let's say ls all. So my life becomes pretty simple, right? So this is how you have to actually work with things. Like if you don't know something, you can just test it out. And the second most important thing which I would like to discuss is how you can actually modify the looks of this console, I mean this terminal, or the share whatever it is, right? So there's a file which is called as the .bash+rc, and that is there in your home directory, and this is basically the representation of the home directory. So this small tilde symbol is the representation of the home directory, and here you have a file which is called as the .bash+rc. So here you can see here that in my home directory it is there, and in order to edit this file I will just type .bash+rc, and I am able to edit this particular file. Now there is a variable which is called as the ps1 variable, right? And that variable is involved in all the how the terminal looks and all that. So here you can see there's a thing called as the xterm, and here you can find here ps1 is present. So in order to modify how the session will look like, you can modify this file. So let's say I want to put a time variable in my particular session, right, or in all the sessions basically. In order for the changes to take effect, you need to exit the terminal and restart it. I think you all know that already. So so here there are a lot of Unicode characters, right, and it's not easy to actually get across them. Even I took the support of, let's say, Google and other sources, but let me share with you the most important source. Easy Prompt is a pretty good source if you want to discover how you can modify the looks of your terminal. So for example, this is how the terminal will look like. So for example, username, so this comes host, right? Now if I want to change the color, right, I can just write here, so user host. So host became green in color, you can see it here, and this is the thing which we need to copy and paste it in our .bash+rc file, right? So you can go through this as well. I will attach the link in the description, right? And I'll attach the link to this also in the description, so please look at these two things. Now there are two variables ps1, and that could be a very important doubt, but the point is that this xterm thing, the thing which is related to this xterm and this case and all that, this is the thing which I think persists according to my knowledge. So as you can see here, there is HP and there's an @ symbol and parrot. So HP, I think it's my username, and this is a host name. Let me just confirm. There is okay, I think I modified this. I don't need to worry, I just will force quit this thing because I won't write it, right? So here it says no write, press enter, or okay, so here it doesn't let me exit, so just press Q and hit the exclamation mark. That will also do the job, right? So it wouldn't modify the .bash+rc. We can just test it out real quick after this session, right? I'll just check that it wouldn't modify it, right? So you should also learn how Vim works, right? Because it's a pretty fast tool, like how I showed you how the terminal multiplexer works. Vim is also pretty fast, right? Anyways, so we can modify the .bash+rc file. So let me just modify it, right? So here you can see that here, right? So let me tell you where you need to add the command. So let's say I want to add a time variable, right, which I can use the \& and t. First of all, I need to insert into this Vim file. So I'll hit the I key on my keyboard, and after that I'll just press /t, and I have just entered this, and I will right quit this file, and in order to right quit, I'll just press the colon and right quit it, right? Now what I have to do is I need to exit and basically restart this entire thing so that I can actually check how it will work. Now as you can see the time here, right? And that's what I wanted to tell you. In order to modify your terminal, right, you can use the .bashrc file which is present in your home directory. Another important thing is the bash history, right? So that is also there in your home directory, and you can check it out. But anyways, so this is pretty much cool, right? Now that's it, right? There are many things in the terminal which you can do. You can open up tmux and you can set up a workflow using this, right? And here you can, let's say, type /ls. You get the list of all the commands. You can switch the session and test the commands out. You can have fun with learning bash, right? So that's it. Thank you.